water with Jesus. He doesn't ask how it's possible or how it happens. He sees Jesus on the water, and he asks to be called out to him. He wants to do it too. And Jesus does call him. He calls Peter to him, and Peter does walk on the water. Jesus helps him achieve his dream. In that instant, Peter is reassured that it is indeed Jesus out there, and his dream is fulfilled. But it doesn't last, because Peter begins to sink. He notices the waves and the wind all around him, and as he's sinking, he reaches out to Jesus, and Jesus is there. Jesus pulls Peter up. He supports him and helps him back to the boat. Jesus is there as Peter struggles to live up to his dream, as he learns what it takes to make that dream a reality, and as he fails and succeeds. I want to share with you one more story, a more modern story. I did find it on the internet, but it's kind of a cool story. It doesn't talk about God, but it talks about this idea of how we dream big. Basil Lowe is an airline pilot for American Airlines. He was born in Barbados, and he talks about how as a child he would have dreams, like sleeping dreams, about flying. And when he was a little bit older, 12, 13 years old, and was doing some research about careers, he discovered that one of the ways to make some decent money in a career was to become a pilot. And he knew he had been born for that. And so he went to flight school in Trinidad, and he got his first job in the Virgin Islands, and he was a pilot. But then Basil moved to the United States, and he discovered he basically had to start his entire career over. He had to get a job as a flight attendant and slowly work his way back up the ladder. It was several more years before he was once again in the cockpit, and finally he received the job he had always dreamed of, flying for American Airlines. And it took many years after that for him to become a captain. But he loved flying. And he talks about one of his greatest moments as a pilot was that he was chosen to be the pilot for the first flight that American Airlines went to Barbados, to his home. And he was celebrated when his plane landed in Barbados, and he was able to wave from the cockpit at all of the people, including his 96-year-old mother, who had come to see him land that plane. Captain Lowe continues to fly, and he says one of the things he loves most is meeting the children who have an interest in flying. He loves to encourage them to do what they love. He hopes to inspire the next generation of pilots. Captain Lowe dreamed big, and he didn't let the setbacks stop him from reaching his goal. When he had to start over, he did. When he had to work hard, he did. And now, after achieving that dream, he spends his time helping others begin to dream big in their own lives. So when have you dreamed big? When have you dreamed something and accomplished it? What have you dreamed about, but not quite yet managed? What would you dream if you didn't have to worry about anything else? Our lives are full of dreams. Some of them are big dreams, and some of them are littler dreams. But I would bet that each time we fulfill one of those dreams, we have that same amazing feeling of accomplishment. And each time we define one of those dreams and begin the journey toward its completion, we wonder, will we make it? What kind of risk is it going to entail? How is it going to come about? Each dream is a struggle, a fight with ourselves and with the world around us. And we need to be willing to risk to see that dream through. And we need to trust that we aren't alone on that journey. As a congregation, we have dreamed big for many years. If you just take a look around this space right here where you're sitting, you are sitting in what was once a dream, and it has been realized. The little food pantry we have out front was once a dream, and now it's an important part of our community, and it serves a great many more people than I think we ever could have anticipated. Our Fix-It crew was a dream, and now people of this congregation can be safer and live in cleaner places because of the gifts that members of this community are able to share. We've dreamed so many things through the years here at Prince of Peace, but our dreams don't stop there. What else are we being called to dream right now? What dreams are we in the midst of? What dreams are we starting or nearing completion? What dreams are just starting to form for us? We don't dream in a vacuum because God is with us in our dreaming. God was with Solomon as he worked toward his dream of being a wise ruler, and God was with Peter as he dreamed about walking on the water. And when those dreams faltered and seemed to come crashing down, God was there, pulling Peter up, pushing Solomon to better choices, supporting both of them and their dreams. And God does that for us as well, supporting us, pushing us, reminding us of what our dreams are about and why they matter, giving us that pep talk when we need it, calling us to new or changing dreams when it's time to make a shift, and most of all, loving us as we struggle, as we try, as we reach for those dreams, and finally, as we fly. Amen.